Hi, it's Daryl again. Now I'm just making this video to show you my drive-through of some other part of the transmission Gully Road. Um, Somebody asked me about, did I record some of the on-ramps and off-ramps? I did. I did record a bunch of them actually. So maybe I'll put it in this video or the next video. But in this one, I am driving from, I've just come from Tawa and I'm taking the on-ramp at Kenepuru. So this is the Kenepuru interchange in Porirua. So this is just a little bit north of Porirua downtown city, or a little bit, what did I say? A little bit south of Porirua and a little bit north of Tawa is the right place. So you can't walk up here because it goes onto motorway, and motorways you're not allowed to walk on. So there's no footpath up here, and I don't think you're meant to ride a bike up here or anything because this is all a motorway zone. So here it's for 50 kilometers per hour. There's one of those radar pods, the white thing that looks like an upside down bucket on a pole, and those radars monitor the flow of traffic. So coming on to the road here, what do I do? Oh, that's right. I drove through and did a loop around the roundabout. So I'm coming up to the roundabout that you would go, if you go right, you're going to Wellington. If you just came from the left, you're just coming from Kapiti or the Hutt or Whitby, those areas. Now I went right around the roundabout just to have a look. So this is under the new bridge that just got built. And then I'm going to discover, that's right, I discovered that you can't cut across the traffic and go back. You can't just do a U-turn on the motorway at that point. You actually have to go back down to Porirua. So you get to see, coming over the bridge, Kenepuru Hospital is on the hill just behind those trees, and that big building in the foreground is ESR. Hang on, my mistake, yeah, the Kenepuru Hospital is behind those apartment buildings and those that little housing development there. And I'm going to go around the roundabout and go back up the up ramp. Yeah, so yeah, that I guess people wanted to see what some of these approaches go. Left to Tawa and right to Porirua at this point. And if you're going to the hospital, you want to go left and then right. Yeah, that's right. I was just trying to remember how the road layout goes. So yeah, see, says Tawa there on that sign, and that's Porirua City Centre there on that sign, and then up the up ramp is a kind of, that's not a pedestrian crossing. Pedestrian crossings have black and white stripes. That's a place where it's possibly a safer place to cross than other places for a pedestrian waiting back there. See, that was a 50 kilometre per hour zone. This bridge is just new. They've been building that over the last few years. And we just crossed over the old State Highway 1, which is now State Highway 59, I think. And I'm going to take the left here and head towards the Hutt Valley and Kapiti. There you go, 100 kilometre per hour zone, and there were signs there saying no pedestrians and no bikes. You're allowed motorbikes, but not bicycles. There's one of those radar pods again. There's radar pods on this whole road monitoring the flow of traffic on the whole road. This is quite steep and uphill, so there's 3 lanes on this part, because this is where traffic's merging on and trying to pick up speed to get up to motorway speed. The traffic in the lanes just to my right here, that's traffic that's just come from Wellington City, and that traffic would be going at 100 or 80 kilometres per hour or something like that. It's quite a steep hill, so you might not be going at the 100 kilometre per hour speed limit, but you can see how there's 3 lanes all the way through here. On the left hand side of the road is eastern Porirua. Um, there are proper names for those suburbs. I just can't. They're just not coming to mind. Cannons Creek, I guess, is on the left. Um, what's the other one called? Waitangarua. So still, probably just hit the crest of the thing there, and the lanes merged in. So now this is pretty flat. I still felt like this is actually slightly uphill, and then there's the no, what's it called? There's a big power transformer centre over on the right hand side of the road, which is what those power lines are coming from. This is the bridge that's about 60 metres high and about 230 metres long. I'm not certain how fast I'm driving. Probably driving at about 90 kilometres per hour. And my intent is to take the next off ramp. Oh, that's right. I got passed by, I think that's a Tesla Model S. Remember, this was the first day that the road was open to the public, and although it's a weekday, I can't remember, was it Thursday or Friday? It's a weekday, and I think quite a lot of people were just driving on it to see how the road layout was. You can see that it's pretty hilly through here. There's some pretty big cuttings and a few bridges and things through here. So on the right hand side of the road at this point, there's nothing. It's just farms because it's kind of a bit hilly country. There's not really suburb up there. If you keep going over a few kilometres, you'll end up over at Petone and Lower Hutt, and on the so that's what you'd find on the right hand side of the road, and on the left hand side of the road, again, Eastern Porirua is still there. What's this off ramp say? I think that said Waitangarua and Whitby is the off ramp coming up, and I do take that off ramp. I can't remember where this video stopped. I might have driven all the way through. There's some street lights here. So the interchanges have lights over them, but the main parts of the road don't tend to have overhead lighting. There you go. So that's taking the left lane, and this comes to a roundabout. And again, this is one of these ones that you can go around the roundabout and go under the road if you're coming from the southbound lanes on the other side. So it's a full interchange at this intersection, which is good as well. And so now I'm on the road. If you go right at this intersection, it goes to the Whitby. And if you keep going, so that vehicle's just turned to go to Whitby. If you keep going on this road, you end up at, I guess, Waitangarua. Or I guess you can call it Eastern Porirua. Or if you're going to, oh yeah, there was a hawk or something eating a rabbit in the middle of the road. Keep going this way. As you can see this road. It's sort of like this hilly, windy. This is an odd road. Now, this. I have a slight criticism of this road. This road is a 50 kilometre per hour road, but it's built like a 70 kilometre per hour road. This big large centre line and the motorway barriers and things that are the on the sides of the road. To me, this road looks like a 70 kilometre per hour road, but it's signposted as 50, so just be careful of your speed when you're driving through here. It's the same case with all of Transmission Gully. Because the road is actually pretty nice, for some people it's easy to not pay attention to the speed that they're driving and drive at the wrong speed. but it's a little bit roller coastery. Now that we're getting close to the suburb, it's changed into that smooth asphalt, which is quieter. Um, I think some of this asphalt that they're starting to use on roads, it's actually slightly porous and it absorbs sound, something like that. It's designed to be quiet asphalt. Um, but of course, this black asphalt is more expensive than the normal chip seal that they use in other places. See, 50 kilometer per hour, giant 50 kilometer per hour signs, and here we are. We're at the kind of eastern Porirua, um, and then there's a sign there saying which way to go. Yeah, so they I think this road wasn't initially part of the original project, and they just added it on. Okay, so I've gone through that intersection, turned around, and now I'm just pointing back out the same direction. So I'm going to drive back out the road that I drove back in on, and I'm going to drive over to Whitby. I can't remember what the road is called. I feel like it's called James Cook Road. I should probably actually look that up and work it out. Never mind. Okay, we're driving now. So I'm just going straight back out the road that we just came in on after going through the shopping area there at, I think it's Waitangarua. Just on the left hand side, there's a bus depot down there. I didn't know that was down there. Now, this road, again, it's all new. On the right hand side, that's soundproofing barrier, so that noise of cars like screeching up to the traffic lights doesn't annoy the people who live in the houses. Or I think there's actually a church just in there as well. I'm not quite sure. Okay, we're driving, and again, just like I said before, this is that nice smooth asphalt, so that's quite nice to go out of town in it. But then when you get over here, it goes back onto the chip seal, which is noisier. But I think the chip seal's got better grip. Uh, what have we got? We've just got farms here. Um, these farms were really out of the way before this new road was built. These are difficult places to get to before this new road was built, I guess. Um, there's a bit of a natural. There's a few bits of native forest here and there. There's some quite deep gullies in here. It's kind of like interesting place to park your car there. I wonder if you could have a look down in those gullies from those places. Some of the gaps are so people can get access into their farms. So you can see the motorway off in the distance here. We're driving on up. Can't remember if this. I think can't remember if I just turn here and go over to Whitby, or if I go under the new on ramp to have a look at the what do you call them, the, or pretty slow. Oh, I'm definitely turning. Okay, there is a bit where I did go and have a look at the roundabouts on the interchanges there. So now this is the short road that goes to the back of Whitby. I guess this is if you're going to go to the supermarket. I think there's a New World and a bit of a shopping centre in Whitby. This is kind of comes out pretty close to there, not exactly there, but roughly that will give you the idea if you're familiar with the layout of Whitby. Whitby's a little bit of an unusual suburb because it has been quite tucked out of the way. You don't normally drive through Whitby to go anywhere, which is good, like if you want a nice quiet suburb. There's some, see that house up there? That must be on the back. Yeah, that's part of Whitby, I guess. Let me think about it. I guess it is. It looks like a bit of plantation forest on the right there. It looks like pine trees. Not quite certain. 50. Remember, it's all 50. All these link roads are 50 kilometers per hour. Got some street lighting here. So the intersections tend to have street lighting, whereas the parts of the highway just don't. There we go. Got the got the intersection here. Now I'm just going to go around the roundabout and back onto the highway and head home. But that gives you an idea of where you are. This is quite a major road. This one heading down the hill there. I think that's quite a major way in and out of Whitby in any case. So in a moment we're just going to teleport back to the on-ramp, where I take the on-ramp back onto the Transmission Gully highway, because it's a road and you've seen roads before, and I feel like I've spent a lot of my time looking at the roads here, and people just probably don't really need to see this many details of roads. There we go. So I flash back. We're back to where we were just earlier, and instead of taking the left on to go to Whitby, I am heading up to the interchange to have a look. So that's Transmission Gully up there. Oh, good. I did drive around the roundabouts. Yeah, you want to see this. This is an interesting bit. So this is if you're coming from Kapiti or the Hutt Valley, you would come out where that no entry is there, and you'd come onto this roundabout, and then you'd better go around this roundabout and under the new highway and over to Waitangarua or Whitby. That's good. That's an important bit. I think that's worthwhile seeing. And now hopefully I'm just going to go around the roundabout and onto the highway and go home. I can't quite remember. I recorded this video a couple of weeks ago now, when the road first opened. Good, I'm going around, and I'm getting on the highway. That's good. Now you can see that there's a lot of plantings and stuff here. They did quite a lot to remediate the landscape. So most of the New Zealand highways are built quite nicely now. And now I'm on the road. I'm going to head down to Pauatahanui, but I'm not quite sure how much more video I've got here. I'm going to move the mouse and see how much further it goes. I've got a few more seconds, so maybe I do get to Pauatahanui. There we go. So this is downhill here, and it's heading down towards the inlet. So you get down to about within sort of 10 or 15 metres of sea level at the bottom of this hill. This hill is pretty steep. It's got 3 lanes on the upward portion, got the nice smooth asphalt, got street lighting. It's got quite a lot of good features. It's got it's got good verges. Like, this is a wide road. It's almost as if there's enough space here to hold 3 lanes, but you just don't need 3 lanes. So at the bottom of this is the interchange, where you would take the off ramp and then go around the roundabout and under the interchange to go over to the Hutt Valley, which is on the right hand side. And if you take this off ramp just here and turn left, that's the other entranceway into Whitby or Pauatahanui, or to go around the inlet. There's a place called Grays Road, and you would take this off ramp that I'm just not taking right now to go over there. There's a movie theatre and a cafe down there at the Pauatahanui shops. There's also a good wildlife reserve on the estuary, where you can see a lot of New Zealand native birds, like the perhaps royal spoonbill and a few other quite rare animals like that. Anyway, I think that's really is the video, and I'm just coming up to the bit where I have pre-recorded an end of the video, so you will hear that. Thanks for watching. Take care. Okay, if you got all the way this through, you must really love roads, so like and subscribe. I'm going to do a video of the Otaki Expressway soon and get an update of that, because I've started asphalting a lot of it, and it really does look a lot like a road now, so you can enjoy that sometime in the future. Thanks.